For those of you desperate for another sneak peek of THQ's sci-fi-themed alter echo, we're more than happy to oblige. Things have been shaping up nicely since we first previewed this action title back in issue 40. The animations have been clearly improved, with Nevin's shape-shifting abilities allowing him to quickly switch between 3 forms: a fast and lethal melee mode, the gun mode's walking tank, and the agile and cunning stealth mode. The nifty time dilation mode is now fully in place too, and allows Nevin to hold time long enough to establish a chain of actions, which can then be unleashed in a devastating combo when time snaps back again. Scheduled for release later this year, Alter Echo will feature around 50 levels, each with different environments, puzzles, and biomechanical beasties.
We'll be back.
While EA snapped up the rights to the Lord of the Rings movies and brought us the spectacular Two Towers, Vivendi Universal settled for the literary rights and delivered a somewhat uneventful Fellowship of the Ring. But The Hobbit is exclusively Vivendi, and EA have no claims on this whatsoever. Based purely on the book as opposed to any Hollywood blockbusting tie-in, The Hobbit is distinctly cartoonish in appearance, with a light-hearted mixture of platforming and adventure that clearly recognises the younger demographic. Assuming the guise of portly Hobbit Bilbo Baggins, your quest for Smaug's treasure sees you wandering through some large-looking environs. Cleverly, enemies like spiders and trolls appear just as they did in the book, but the whole episode is thoughtfully fleshed out in places for a more meaty adventure. The PC SWAT series is finally making the leap to PS2, but the port from PC to console comes with a number of significant changes. Whereas PC SWAT-based outings require methodical strategic planning and clinical execution, Global Strike Team's action-orientated approach is thankfully more lenient, and a simplified control system makes it easier for newcomers to jump straight in. Once you've mastered the art of coordinating your 3-man team, you'll find the combat is gripping stuff. And thanks to the same voice-activated headset gimmickry that accompanied rival squad shooter Sokum, you can dish out the orders directly instead of through the trickier menu system. Hunter: The Reckoning Wayward is the PS2 exclusive to the Hunter series that picks up the previous storylines from Xbox and GameCube versions. Tasked with rescuing the innocent bystanders in a town that's still overrun by evil, Wayward sees the original 4 hunters return for more straight shoot-'em-up action. The core gameplay mechanics remain unchanged, although the original linear progression is now replaced with a hub system that generates a variety of routes through the game, depending on which order you attempt the levels. Not only does this system provide a portal to the gaming world, it also acts as your personal entertainment system, where you can access a host of unlockable features, including character models, movies, and licensed music tracks. As the sequel to last year's The Two Towers, Return of the King looks equally as spectacular, and hopefully the button-bashing nature won't taint our gaming enjoyment like it did before. All the core Fellowship characters are present, along with some mystery appearances that EA won't yet reveal, and sticking closely to the plot, there'll be multiple destinations and tasks to carry out just like before. Genki's upcoming arcade racer, The Fast and the Furious, is based on the action movie of the same name, and it's set to arrive later this year. Featuring fully licensed vehicles from the likes of Mitsubishi, Mazda and Toyota, the single-player story mode clocks in with around 80 mission-based scenarios, all of which take place on the streets of LA. It's a standard city-based driving affair overall, and while the movie was undeniably dull for an action flick, Genki's arcade interpretation will hopefully be a bit more lively. Midway's gearing up for the release of SpyHunter 2, and this time we're promised massive new boss battles as a reward for all that hard driving. Your new highly updated Interceptor can transform into a motorbike, a four-wheel drive vehicle and a snowmobile. Plus, each unique transformation comes with its own range of advanced weapons and equipment capabilities. New customization options mean you can tailor your Interceptor to suit your own style of play, and along with new weapons, a whole range of defensive measures like oil slicks, landmines and smoke screens. Prepare for SpyHunter 2 this autumn. We'll have more when we get it. Appearing on both PC and the aging PS1, the original Broken Sword games combine well-crafted storylines with a cracking selection of brain teasers. And while topping the success of the previous games is always going to be a tall order, Broken Sword: The Sleeping Dragon looks set to give long-standing fans and newcomers a very special game indeed. This third and concluding installment of the series maintains the delicate balance of story and puzzle solving, with gameplay that constantly flips between protagonists George and Nico at the most cliff-hanging moments. The pace of play may not suit everyone, but Broken Sword: The Sleeping Dragon is the perfect example of how a game can keep you hooked throughout. Due for a September release, this one's really worth waiting for. Delving deep into the ancient histories of Egypt, Sphinx in the Shadow of Set drops you in the sandals of young demigod Sphinx and his mummified companion Tutankhamun.
He is powerful. He is a whole new kind of hero.
Tasked with restoring the balance of forces within the magical Egyptian empire, the duo must traverse 7 massive worlds, lush with detail and populated with over 200 inhabitants. While Sphinx takes care of the action exploration side of things, Tutankhamun is more of a sneaking around and solving puzzles type of guy. And like most typical adventure games, there's a mix of light platforming, puzzle solving and action elements. With the likes of Sony's Jak 2 to compete with, it will be intriguing to see how Sphinx will measure up when it finally sees release. Rest assured, we'll let you know.
Sphinx and the Shadow of Set.